Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. Remember this date. Remember this date. As I am doing this video blog, the stock market is still open for about another 6 minutes. We're going to ride the close together. Let me give you a live update here. So we had an absolutely wild day on Wall Street. Several 100-point swing to the downside, several 100-point swing to the upside. And I explained to you in the video that I did this morning, that's what we would see here. Crude oil is up 25% from yesterday. This should be no surprise to you. And I'll tell you why. I explained to you for about at least the last 2 years. My target price for crude oil was between $25 and $27 a barrel. I told you when we hit that target just a couple of days ago, crude oil was fairly valued. What happened? Crude dropped below what I consider to be fair value. And that's why it's getting bid up 24.94% as I am talking to you. Gold is getting bid higher. Silver is getting bid higher. Cryptocurrencies are skyrocketing. It's an incredible situation we're watching with all the big cryptos right now. Bitcoin is up 16.34% alone. It's just unbelievable what we're witnessing. The yield curve has more or less stabilized for now. Okay, but there's something else going on that we need to talk about. Let's talk about the dollar real quick here. All this fear in the market has caused the dollar to vault higher. No, should be no surprise to any of you here. And what's going on now with regard to what the Fed is doing, it actually is, I can't even get the words out here. Let me enlighten you as to what is going on here. When the closing bell goes off, I'll cover the markets a little further here. We understand that, and it's out there, it's everywhere. We are now nationalizing every single industry in the United States. The government is taking stake in companies across the spectrum. Even cinemas are getting bailed out. President Trump today said that the government, again, I want you to think about this, will be taking stake in companies, owning companies, taking shares of it. Now, this should be no surprise to you. I've explained to you that all of this was in the cards from a very long time ago. I also explained this to you. I told you, I don't even know when I started talking about this, maybe years ago, that we can expect the Federal Reserve to buy corporate debt. Why? Well, other central banks around the world are buying corporate debt. The Federal Reserve, I want you to sit down for this one. Their balance sheet, what we know, the Fed's balance sheet is $4.5 trillion, obviously to get vastly inflated on the back of the funds that they have now given to the government to nationalize. Every single industry right now is being nationalized. Name an industry. It's being nationalized here in the United States. What happened to too big to fail? I want you to think about that. There's no such thing as too big to fail anymore. So what they've adopted, and there's a reason behind it, is the nationalization of industries. Let me ask you, before I say another word, what is it called when a government merges with corporations? When corporations merge with governments. We've seen this before. National socialism. This should ring a very large bell for you. There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that what we are witnessing is a form of national socialism. Again, what are we doing? The Federal Reserve is providing unlimited funds for the government to take a stake in every single industry, corporations, and again, this other part to this, and it's been used before, there's no doubt about it, the National Defense Production Act that the president just signed gives the government the ability to take any business, yours, Apple, a cruise line, an airline, whatever they want, and use it for the good of the state. You understand? It's an interesting prospect here. And if people don't comply, closing bell just went off, they will take your assets here. So we have nationalization of industries on an unbelievable scale. Okay, unlimited funds being supplied by the Federal Reserve to institute this program of nationalization of industries. We have this provision now that they're taking advantage of to allow the government to use any business, any individual in some type of servitude for the good of the state. All right, we're getting a complete merger here. And there's no other way around it. If you can figure out another way, tell me what it's called again. When you have the government in bed with corporations. I mean, this has been going on for a very, very long time, but it's not been in our face like this. So going back to the Federal Reserve, I'll check the markets in a second. The Federal Reserve is now talking about buying corporate debt on an epic scale. Like I said, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is $4.5 trillion. They're talking about buying $4.5 trillion worth of corporate debt. This is unprecedented. And it's happening so rapidly. I want you to pay attention to how fast what we're seeing is taking place. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware of this. It appears, and please do your own research, the National Guard, tens of thousands of reservists are being called up. Why? Why is this going on? Well, I happened to talk to a friend of mine today. He's a Marine. He's a major. So he's not just, I love the members of the military. I was in the Navy. You all know that. I was a lieutenant. This guy outranked me. Anyway, he's saying the reason behind it is not martial law. I've been getting bombarded with emails. Greg, martial law is coming. And I've been blowing it off. I really have. And a lot of you may believe that's true. Maybe martial law is coming. But I'm telling you what I heard from a high-ranking member of the United States Marines. He's telling me this is because they are expecting or anticipating or getting ready for potential riots. Okay? They got to get a handle on it first. This is the truth here. Look, we are in an extraordinary time here. And this virus thing here, I've gone over my take on this, how it started out in China in an industrial region here, kind of comes out of nowhere, is now sweeping the globe. It's very, very suspicious to me, the way this was instituted. The cratering price of crude oil, which has caused the U.S. markets to free fall. Now this has opened a doorway for nationalization of entire industries, corporations, the merger of a government entity and these corporations here. National socialism. This is the new America. This is the new America, people, and I want you to understand that you're going to need to get used to it because it's about to get much, much larger. And don't say that there's not been one guy out here who hasn't warned, who hasn't called for revolution multiple times. Yeah, that was me. Explaining to you where we're going, what was really happening on the actual plan here. Is very, very, very deep, very, very big. And I'm going to check on the markets for you, give you an update, and then we'll come back to this. So sit tight. So let's see, U.S. Markets here. My computer is so slow. Okay, we put on a gain today across the board, nothing major. Dow finished up about 200 points. The NASDAQ did well, put on 2.3%. Crude oil, epic. This has got to be historic. I don't think crude has gone up this fast in one day ever. Cryptocurrencies screamed higher across the board. The dollar up 1.64%. I mean, this is just incredible. There's a reason for that too. Like I said, the knee jerk into the dollar, the safe haven. You got gold higher here. So let's move forward. Okay. So what we have here, and again, please research what I'm telling you, is these are being disguised as bailouts. They're not really bailouts. What this is a takeover. And the Federal Reserve, and Steve Mnuchin said it, Larry Kudlow, unlimited funds. The Fed said unlimited funds are going to be made available. Well, again, they have a printing press. They can add digits to a screen all they want. The dollar continues to get stronger here until it doesn't. I want you to remember that. So what's going on here is the Federal Reserve is funding a coup, a complete takeover or a merger between the corporations and the government. National Socialism, the new America. The Federal Reserve, and I want you to do a little research on this too. We all know it's been going on, but now it's in our face. The Federal Reserve made an announcement today that they are funneling dollars to other world central banks who are going to be more than happy to accept them, especially because their currencies in relationship to the dollar are cratering. What are they going to do with these dollars? Don't you see what's happening here? It should be very evident to you. We have a Federal Reserve who has gone beyond hypernuclear. Like I have explained to you what happened a year ago, at least probably, and I told you it's going to continue to get worse. The Federal Reserve is now flooding the world with dollars here for a very, very large reason. Okay, we understand what's going on here in America, the nationalization of industry, the nationalization of corporations, the merger of government and corporate America. This is without any doubt a new government in place right now. It happened very rapidly. This was the reset. For those of you that might have been waiting for a reset, I know there's a lot of YouTube channels calling for a reset. I always said the market was going to correct to fair value. I never liked the term reset. In fact, when I used to do interviews, I barely do them anymore. I did one recently. I don't do them. I said this is not a reset. This is a correction to fair value. Oh, but Greg, the reset's going to be to a gold standard. I have stood my ground and explained to people, no, it's not going to be a reset to a gold standard. The reset just happened. Right in your face. We got a new government here in the United States. The merger of corporate America, which has been going on for a very, very long time. There's no doubt about it. The United States of corporate America is nothing new. But now, when we have a Federal Reserve supplying unlimited, their words, Mnuchin's words, unlimited funds to the market to buy everything, again, that's what we're doing. We're nationalizing every single industry. The president made it very clear several days ago. Anyone that got hurt, any company that got hurt is going to be entitled to some of these funds, including you. In fact, they want to give you money. All of America is going to get a check or two from the government, maybe more than that. So again, there's more to this. So now we understand that the Federal Reserve is funneling dollars right now to other central banks, and they're going to use those dollars to buy assets as well. This is a literal global takeover. People, let me ask you this. Why do you think centuries ago America was called the New World? Because maybe it was just a new place they discovered? Was a new world? Is this another planet? No, America was called the New World because this is how long what we're seeing now has been planned. You understand? We've all been warned about this. We've all heard about a one world government, a one world currency. Well, it started in the new world, here in the new America, which we have now. Listen to me. I told you yesterday, the America we had yesterday was not the America we had 3 weeks or a month ago. A very rapid change has occurred here. And it just seems too perfect to me. The emergence of this killer virus, the cratering of crude oil at the same time, bringing the U.S. markets to its knees, creating a crisis. And the solution is what? To nationalize industries, merge, finally completely merge completely. This is complete now. The merge of corporate America and America. This is the new America. The America that you knew 1 month ago no longer exists in any way, shape, or form. We no longer have a free market. We no longer have a free market economy. This is National Socialism. You understand? It's exactly what this is. I hope this is sinking into your head. Now, here's the next phases. I'm going to lay this out for you here as plain as I can. Now that the new world has literally become the new America, you can expect this to sweep the globe. Sweep the globe. This new form of government here. I mean, National Socialism has been around here, and we've seen it get perverted into one of the most hideous, I don't know another word to put on this, abominations in the history of the world. I'm referring to Nazi Germany here. We've seen that happen. And unfortunately, there's no way to stop it. It's already occurred. This has already occurred. The reset happened. So for those YouTube channels out here, you know who I'm talking about. Explain to them that they missed it. Again, they were calling for a reset to a gold standard, a takedown of the Federal Reserve. No, the Federal Reserve is now more powerful today by exponents than it was even 3 days ago because of the mass issuance of debt. The fact that this is going to happen. The Federal Reserve is going to buy corporate debt. It's part of the National Socialism. It's part of the merger here between corporate America and whatever new government we have. You understand? This is yet to be completely defined. And I'm using the term National Socialism. I could be off on this. This is what I'm just looking at through maybe my little brain here. Maybe some of you are a little more educated than me. I don't know. But definitely a merger has occurred. This goes way beyond any type of a Bernie Sanders socialism. This is big. This is humongous. This is the new America, which is now going to sweep the globe. And I told you several days ago, I got ridiculed by a lot of people, that alliances are being made around the world. Who do you think, if you had to pick one country which would stand opposed to the new America, who would you say it would be? If you said China, you're 100% correct. China will stand opposed, and I can promise you it was no accident why this virus just came up in China in an industrial area there to help, or at least try to bring China to its knees. This is much, much bigger than any of you can imagine. Again, it goes back to the new world. You know, America, the new world. Now it's the new America. So what's going to happen is all of these dollars that are now being issued in digital form by the Federal Reserve to buy everything. I told you, the Federal Reserve, all of these central banks want to become the lenders and the buyers of last resort, making you the borrower. Okay, this is a collective effort. They're all doing this now, and the Federal Reserve is funneling dollars to central banks around the world in epic sums. I don't know the exact amount, but I can promise you it's probably in the trillions. And they're going to use these dollars to buy assets. So we have now completely, it's established already, the new America. The new America is going to, this new philosophy, whatever it is, and we're in the opening stages here, is going to sweep the world, and those that resist are going to be crushed. Why? Because we have the military might of the United States here, and this is another reason why I explained to you that alliances are going to be made moving forward. This is not the world that you knew a month ago. China is going to resist this. I am certain 100% that Russia is on board. I explained to you how this was playing out. Again, I took a lot of ridicule. Maybe you're looking at this from a different perspective now that you know what is happening. The merger of corporate America, corporations, and whatever government we have now, this new America, this national socialism. So they're flooding the world with dollars. Fed is giving them out like candy right now. So again, at a time where the dollar is very, very strong, I told you what's happening. You got other currencies that are cratering in this environment. So these central banks, whoever the Fed's going to give these dollars to, is more than happy to get them. What's going to end up happening is, again, this is the final stage of the dollar. Okay, this is the final stage of the dollar that we know. You understand? Once this starts to take root here, and it's going to be very rapid. Look how fast this just happened. What just occurred here, a matter of a couple of weeks. It's unbelievable. This is how, the minds that have thought this out, this was all thought out. Every bit of what I'm explaining to you has been thought out before, planned before. There have been simulations here. There's no doubt about it. Having a pandemic at the same time, instituting a coup. This is what has occurred here in America, now the new America. And I think you should start calling it the new America, because the old America is now gone. And again, this has been in the works for centuries. The new world, it's not another planet. Has always been planned to start here. You understand? It's going to happen pretty quick. And then what we got now is the next phase here, as these dollars are being flooded around the world in unbelievable amounts. I mean, just alone, the Federal Reserve is talking about doubling its balance sheet, $4.5 trillion of corporate debt. They're talking about buying $4.5 trillion worth of corporate debt, on top of the unlimited funds that they're handing out right now to our government leaders to nationalize industries. You understand? Do you see this? It should be very clear to you. So the next move is going to be simple. Very, very simple. As the currencies around the world collapse, as the dollar continues to get stronger, and the Fed is handing out dollars, there's going to be a move here to a new mode of transaction. It's going to be completely digital, completely cashless. I think we all knew this was coming, okay? I don't know what's going to be called. Maybe they'll still call it a dollar. Maybe they'll call it something else. And other central banks right now who are accepting these dollars that the Federal Reserve is giving them, it's very simple. All that's going to happen is those dollars are going to be converted into this new digital currency, which will not be gold-backed. It will not be gold-backed. It'll be governed by whatever new system was just put in here. National socialism. I mean, there's no other way to put this. When you have a government here that is taking stake in industries across the spectrum, taking ownership, the president said today. I mean, look this up for yourself. The government will be taking up stake in corporations. What do you call this? This is not too big to fail. We've gone beyond that. I've been telling you since forever that the 2008 event was the opening salvos. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't see this one coming to this degree this fast. I don't think most people did. And those YouTube channels that are pushing the gold standard, the takedown of the Fed, completely missed it. This was, past tense, the reset. It just happened, okay? I really hope that you come away with a much higher level of thinking than you had earlier, or maybe before watching this video. So again, the new America, whatever we got now, it's yet to be defined. It happened. It occurred. It's an incredible thing to see and to be alive right now. And again, I'm almost at a loss for words. Let's just hope that this doesn't get perverted into something hideous. We've seen it before. And are they going to come after your further rights? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't. Maybe some of you can chime in here. But now that the Federal Reserve is feeding dollars to central banks around the world, and the next move is going to be so simple here. But they're doing this on purpose. There's a reason why the Fed is feeding dollars, or has been too, dollars to other central banks around the world. Not only are they going to be buying assets with it, but when they move to this new world currency. World currency. It's going to be very simple, like this. Blink of an eye. Just as fast as what happened now. Over the past few weeks here, the new America, we're here now. A new form of transaction is going to be instituted very, very rapidly when they're ready to do it. I don't know if they're going to need to deepen the crisis we're in now. Maybe they will. I don't know how that's going to play out here. But again, it's going to be the same mechanism. Crisis, solution. Crisis, solution. The solution here in the United States has been very simple. Crisis, get people distracted. Don't let them see what's going on. Don't let them understand the merger that is occurring here. Unfortunately, my video blog is not very, I got 100 and something thousand followers. This should be viewed by millions. Maybe it would make a difference here. I don't know. There's nothing we can do. You have to understand that whatever you expected to happen, maybe it just did, or maybe you had no idea. But we have a new America. This is a new America starting here, soon to sweep the world. Expect resistance. Expect resistance here. You're going to see, and maybe that's another reason why the military is going to be activated, the National Guard, I don't know. They're expecting people to resist. I think a lot of people are going to resist, especially if this becomes really ugly. But I can promise you this too. As many people are going to resist, there's going to be an equal amount, if not more, that will embrace the new America. This has the potential to cause conflict in the streets outside of your house. And maybe that's another reason why the National Guard is being called up. I don't know. All I can tell you is we have witnessed a moment in history that they're going to be writing about for thousands of years. The new America is here. The convergence or the merging here of a government and corporations, some type of national socialism. I think it's yet to be defined, so don't nail me on that one. Maybe you can define it. Okay, so you tell me, what is it called when a government merges with corporations? Maybe you can fill me in on that. And again, this is just the beginning. The fact that the Fed is now flooding the world, other central banks, with dollars, they're doing it on purpose. This is being done again and willingly accepted because the dollar is so strong right now. And then boom, they pull the switch. They issue in a new mode of currency. Say, okay, look, we understand that your currency is cratering. How about we give you this one? Why don't we all transact in the same thing? Understand? We have already made the biggest possible move you can ever imagine towards a one world government. How many times over the past few weeks have I told you, New World Order, New World Order? Well, it could not be more in your face than right now. All right, look, I'm going to ask you to please share this video, get it out there. I want to hear your comments. I want you to tell me what you think is going on. And I think it's going to be more than interesting moving forward. Forget about the stock market. Forget about anything else right now, because again, the distractions are going to be thrown at you. It's the virus. Look at the stock market. You're plunging 401k plan, whatever it might be. But the fact of the matter is, a coup has just occurred, and we have a new America. And how we get through here, or what is now going to come, we don't know what's coming next. I don't know what's coming next. A lot of it has been foretold to us already. And I think this has the potential to get very, very, very dangerous, like I explained to you. But it's here, it's now, and we deal with it. This guy loves you a lot. Please share the video. Let me know what you think. See you tomorrow.